The end of the season is close and you want to find the best junglers to reach gold, diamond, and master tier, that final push. And you would probably like something to play to spam that doesn't require hundreds of hours of practice tool. In this video, I will be explaining the best carry junglers to reach your dreams by the end of season 12. And after this video, you should be able to pick them up, spam them, and have the best chance of success of reaching those goals. Each one will be assessed on their staying power. That means if you pick it up in silver, you can play it all the way to master should you have some sort of turbo climb. I want you to be able to leave this video, log in, and play. There won't be carthuses, there won't be niddlies, nothing that requires you to waste any time on nonsense. Just get in there and get that LP. And just before we get into the full list, the rule-breaking inflation champion Kayn is great for anybody and everybody. Blue Kayn, Red Kayn, Ross, Shadow Assassin, lethality on any of them, Conqueror on any of them. Do whatever the hell you want with this champion. It breaks all the rules of the jungle in such a strong way that you should be able to flow and adapt to the meta, whatever elo you are, and reach that peak. There is a reason why he isn't categorized with anything else. I think it's one of the best junglers for you to use to climb, annoy laners, and annoy everybody else because you're so Chad-like when you play Ross. For examples on how to execute them, I'm not going to discuss it in this video, but you can have a look at the gameplay channel where I've just released a Blue Kayn video as well as a Ross video. Both of those will explain the best way to use those champions to get to gold, platinum, diamond, master, and so on. But for those of you who simply just want to get gold as soon as possible, you've been grinding, you've been questioning things, and Master Yi is here to give you the answers in meditation form. Long ago, he was a low elo jungler. Long ago, he was a funnel savant and something everybody hated. But now, he is the champion that scales the best with gold in the game. That means if you have 9,000 gold and any other champion has 9,000 gold, he is still probably twice as strong. His ratios are that insane. Full clear your jungle, make sure you get one crab, we want one gank. You're taking the plays that give you 80% chance of success. If they do not, you don't take them. You push a wave, you hold a wave. Dragons, heralds, counter jungling, don't die. Every time you're dead, your CS PM, your CS per minute goes down. Your ability to get an objective and get kills goes down. He is the absolute best 1v9 jungler in the game, and I collaborated with the rank 1 Master Yi in the world, Scenarius, who reached 1400 LP on E West, to explain exactly how you can use this playstyle to do exactly that. You know, provided you're 1 good at jungle and 2 good at Yi, but you should watch that video if you want to see more. He is the baseline for everything. Doesn't matter what rank you are, you can use this champion. Bel'Veth is next because she is the Master Yi 2.0, the modern edition, although Master Yi probably has more skill expression at this point in time. Do you need a 5 camp? Do you need a 6 camp? Do you want a 3 camp invade and tower dive? Any of these things are possible. She does provide a more diverse portfolio of strategic options. At the same time, she is absolutely an animal when it comes to 1v9 scaling and carrying fights. You get a lead, that Isaki-sak is gonna annihilate literally anybody. You need to engage, a QW will do just that, as well as, you know, resetting the cooldown on said directional Q. And yeah, I've put Conqueror, I've put Kraken Sun, I've put Death's Dance and Blade of the Ruin King because these are objectively the best items for this champion. You can swing it to lethal tempo, hybrid tank runes, you can go lethal tempo shield bow and have some more HP, but the goal here is 1v9, right? The goal here is to farm, fight, win dragon fights, get heralds because you want those fishies. Trust me, if you are silver and you want gold, the best way for you to win is to ensure whatever your pathing is to get that herald. Forget first dragon. Just get true form, get a herald, gank a top lane, activate it. You can push inhibs before they even realize what's happening. Then you use your true form, get in their jungle's faces, invade their jungler, kill him, take their camps, move to another tower. What does Master Yi and Bel'Veth have in common, my friends? They have the ability to rinse tower plates, to stack gold like no other beast in this world can. And that's what we're looking to do with this champion, just like Master Yi. Next up, I was gonna put Kayn, obviously, but I decided, hey, you know what? That champion breaks all the rules and can basically carry anybody if you're intelligent enough and understand the stacking of orbs as a religion. Rammus, on the other hand, is freshly buffed, freshly tanky, and now can move with his W active. That means you can save your taunt, and it has greatly changed the nature of how we actually jungle with this champion. Except it hasn't, except it has, if you catch my meaning. The jungling concept has not changed. What has changed, however, is our ability to fight and stick with ganks and have mid-game teamfights. Our movement speed proc on that ultimate, it is just enough for us to be able to enter backlines. You are not obviously going to be a 1v9 carry like the other 3 junglers I've already mentioned. But what you will do is be a game contorter, a teamfight winner, a skirmish thriver, someone who makes picks on bad positioning ADCs. And while you might say, that's just like comp from Rogue, you know, ADCs apparently have terrible positioning whether you're Iron or a pro player. They just don't understand the game apparently. And hey, that's a little bit harsh and I'm kind of joking and being a bit facetious, but also it's kind of true. And as Rammus, you can control these things in low elo. Just do so. Just be. Okay? And hey, you know what? If you're enjoying this, please consider smiting that like button. I've noticed we've had lower likes and it does help push the videos. I would enjoy that, my cats would enjoy that, and I would like to keep eating meat every month as I'm a bodybuilder. Thank you very much. Now we've reached gold, maybe we're platinum, and we just want that diamond push. There's not a lot of time left, about a month to go, and we just want to absolutely push as hard as we can. What champion should we use that I don't have to go into practice tool for 1,000 hours like a Fiddlesticks and a Karthus to optimize the most pinpoint clear? Well, I'm glad you asked, because Udyr is the first one. The rework has basically taken what was and kept it that way and, made it stronger. Juicier, faster, healier, shieldier, slower, because he makes the enemy champion slow, not because he's slower, and he has an immobilization spell. And if you have downloaded, and I'm gonna plug myself here, my live companion jungle guides with Udyr, you would have a 60% win rate with this champion. The live guides are jungle specific tips from my point of view as what I would do in game, given to you in real time through the Xar app, but it also gives you the best items, runes, roots, and builds for your particular champion. And in that way, if you have used the Udyr one over the past 2 months, you would have a 60% win rate. That's the average of people who use that guide. Now imagine I have 30 other junglers that are actually active in that guide that you could use. So anyone in this video, aside from Rammus, who will come very, very soon, will be present in that guide. So you can basically load up the Xar guide, you can try it for free, load up the champion you want to play based upon the elo you're in, and go. Grind. Get 100 games done, get 200 games done. Doesn't matter, just use the guide, use the champion, and reach your dreams. And on that note, yes, Udyr can do exactly that. Because the default build is so obnoxious, even if you're behind early, the scaling component, split pushing component, and how unkillable you become is just something that's so reliable in an elo where everyone has a bit of an ego. They might think, hey, I'm the best, I can do this, and then an Udyr comes and face tanks them. I am coaching currently a first-time player, as in he physically installed the game 9 to 10 months ago. In his first season, he is Plat 2, and guess what? He plays Udyr. I've coached him a few times, he attended my bootcamp, but he doesn't farm. He has 5 CS a minute. He plays win condition Udyr. Imagine someone who plays Ivern with the power of Udyr and map control, and who knows how to make picks like a Rammus should. Remember, all of the skills of these champions will build upon each other. Could you use Udyr in low elo? Yes, but I feel like you need a bit more 1v9 potential. However, in Platinum, you will encounter a few more mechanical gods who have no idea how to play the game and position and so on, but that's where you come in, and as long as you have high KP, good objective control, and teamfight knowledge and pick potential, this champion, free diamond, baby. Now, off the back of those Echo buffs in the previous patch, which I covered in the best junglers video for that patch, Echo has had a much better win rate and a much higher pick rate, although it hasn't really transcended and pushed out any sort of meta champions, but he's right there in solo queue. You look at the data, S+ champion, best win rate, one of the best win rates, really decent pick rate, not bad that much. The champion doesn't require too much to get going. My Zada GG guide will help you there, but you're just looking for your 3-camp quadrant ganking. Your 4-camp action, invades or ganking, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're not looking to AFK farm. You're looking to do stuff, get on the map, and be active because you want to activate that snowball. And if you want to understand exactly how to snowball, I will link a video below because a lot of these champions do require such things, and I have covered a general principles video, so I will link that beneath us. And that sounded a little bit weird, but you know what I mean. He also has that 2.25 second stun, which means as you get into gold and platinum, your tracking starts to step up. You start to understand more about what enemy junglers want to accomplish and what the win conditions of games are. And the big difference between a platinum and a diamond player is ones who can realize this. So go forth, get your tracking involved, press tab, click in the minimap, use your W as a great counter gank once dashes, sums, and spells are used, and just pick yourself up 2-3 kills early. Once you have a level lead or two, once you have that ultimate reset button, with your ultimate, it is absolute go time. And obviously the buff to the damage on that ultimate means please try, encourage yourself to use it aggressively. People always lose track of the ghosts, and with all those new skins floating around that you can't even tell what champion is what, trust me, you will be able to hit a lot of max range, nice juicy R nukes. And it starts to add in the ability to have strong macro. Yeah, a lot of the champions we've talked about have split push and so on, and we've talked about that, but now we're talking about strategic split push because enemy teams start to learn what to do around team fights, they start to learn what to do around barons, and so your split push cannot be blind faith like a Yi or Bel'Veth in low elo. You have to think a bit more deeply, and Echo is brilliant at that, as is Diana, and I'm not mentioning her with too much enthusiasm because, as we all know, Tank Diana is one of those blights and unnatural things that should never have existed, let alone for as long as it did. Yeah, removing the health from the demonics does, reduce that interaction with Barmies and the Sunfire Cape. So if you're a Platinum or Gold Diana, you can start to experiment with going full damage. You can still go the full tank hybrid build. It will still make you unkillable, but you're going to notice a severe lack of damage. So adjust which comp you're using it into. But the Assassin, Protobelt, Zhonya's, Lichbane, Nash's Tooth, Diana with Death Cap and Void and Shadowflame, all of that is back on the table, and it allows you so much more carry potential. However, while we might be a kind of Echo analog, we're not really an Echo analog because Echo requires himself to be a bit more active, Diana just requires sequencing. Few counter ganks, opportunistic rotations, soloing heralds and dragons. You're just looking to farm up and then you come out of the backline and one-shot everybody or become unkillable should you go that route. And as we head to the diamond elo, for those who want to get master tier and have left that platinum hellhole behind, you finally reached diamond, which is a different hellhole. Yes, you can use Diana, but please use the proto belt. You're gonna need that. And you could use any of the champions I have mentioned in this video so far to get master tier, because diamond is more about your mental and the strategic viability of how you play jungle. That being said, the first one that I'm gonna mention here does require a little bit of mechanics, but if you have good knowledge and jungle flow understanding, Graves is your guy. Whenever Graves dominates the meta, as you would have seen I Will Dominate say on Twitter, it just becomes boring as hell. If you'd seen what I said on Twitter even a year ago, 2 years ago, all of my least favorite seasons have been Graves dominated seasons. And it's no doubt that in season 11, I played the least jungle I've ever played. The shift of the meta around the midpoint of this season, the durability patch really brought me back into it because it changed a few dynamics. But honestly, when Graves dominates, it's so difficult for enemy junglers to play the game. One mistake, he counter jungles your whole quadrant. One mistake, he kills your top laner, takes out objectives, and then shoves the map. There is no better example of what a jungle incarnated champion looks like than Graves. Second, let's go the other direction to one of the easier champions in this game, Hecarim. Now, when Hecarim dominates the meta, it's also just as boring, but it's significantly more frustrating because it's so damn easy. You could drool and do it. No offense to Hecarim mains. Well, maybe a little bit, but at the same time, now he is definitely more skill expressive. And I can't believe I'm saying this. They have made Hecarim a more skill-focused pick, because if I have to see one more Hecarim main build tank and wonder why they're not doing damage while they yeet into the backline and die because they're no longer as tanky as they used to be, I might actually do that tank Yumi jungle that Vraken from my Discord's been begging me to do for 3 years. But what Hecarim provides is very much like Diana in Platinum, the simple ability of straightforward farming and sequencing and a game-changing ultimate. But what he has that nobody else has is the insane rotational power when lanes start skirmishing. When a jungler does something it shouldn't and you see it, you can rotate with your E. You have Ghost, you have a game-changing ultimate. And yes, we do so much damage. Please think about building a more damage-focused build to ensure you can do said damage. If you want sustain a disruption, I understand you can go those routes. There's a lot of build versatility with this champion, but understand the pros and cons of each one, much like Viego, except where Viego has difficulty with these concepts being applied to his kit, hence his win rate being so shit. Hecarim does not, so provided your jungling is smooth and boring, and your itemization is appropriate for your playstyle of choice, Hecarim is a go-to. And now Rek'Sai has to be here, essentially on the opposite side of the Hecarim and Graves vibe is, hey, let me spam gank your lane, snowball with unheralded damage. Ironically, I will have all the heralds. And that's about it. Is the game over? Because it's 20 minutes and I'm Rex and I gotta get to the next one. You know, games. While all of that and the memes are true about her, she can still thrive at 25 to 30 with good mechanics, understanding how to stack and use your Fury for the true damage bite. The damage nerfs didn't do anything. Prowler's Claw is just absolutely sexy, and this jungler will reward those diamond junglers who understand strong early tracking, strong early gang pathing, strong vision circumvention, and almost said circumcision, but don't worry, you don't have to do that, although if Rek'Sai is fed, you know. Essentially think of it like, hey, what can I do to play Kindred and have Kindred-like results, but I don't really have the mechanics or ability to learn Kindred right now by the end of the season. Hey, go play Rek'Sai. Burrow, furrow, chomp, and bite. Kill all ADCs with your might, and you will have master as you drift on into the night. And that's it, that was gonna be the video, but we have one special surprise, and that is our favorite lady, Evelynn, and those buffs have made her win rate one of the best. She is thriving, so much so that I used the same title I used on Rek'Sai, my gameplay channel, on Evelynn just yesterday. Why she is thriving with one of the best win rates. To answer that and more, you will have to watch the complete video, but know that she is very, very potent in terms of a PvP farming and all-around cheese factor that you might need in Diamond to get yourself a few wins with the mentally deranged. The other side of the coin is that you don't have that objective focus. It is better than it was, but it's not better than it was. The absolute power choice here is to be a cheese ball, to ensure that they never have more than 4 people on the map. As long as you do that, your team will start to play around that you'll have the highest KP, the highest damage, they will push the towers for you, that's all they're there for. Just keep tracking, just keep making pigs, and obviously use your mechanics to get in and out with that ultimate. It's really potent, it's really strong, it's fun. You don't need a lot of practice to get into it, but it is the most unique pick in this video, hence I'm putting it last as a special shout out. I at least hope that gameplay can help. So best of luck to you all. Let me know what your goals were at the beginning of the season and how close are you to reaching them. Try one of these junglers and hopefully you can have that success. If you want to understand how to apply all of these jungle pathing principles to the best way to play the game in the current meta, my latest video shows you exactly how to do that, and that's linked in the box in the top right.